paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona. I need toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona.
Got to make a grocery run. Well, that sounds fun. Why am I out here risking my life? Corona, where's a goddamn parking space? Shit, I touched my face.
Real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
This is Sparta! Fatality.
You guys know what day it is. You guys know what day it is. Today is Space Day. Today we talk about space on this episode of the UFO Buster Radio News Report, number 396, I believe. 396 episode of just talking about UFO news. Amazing. Completely amazing. And I think we are headed towards 600 episodes altogether of this particular podcast. And I thank you guys who have been around forever. Some of you dropped off and come back. Some of you dropped off and never even showed up again. I know. You win some, you lose some. I don't cry over spilt milk because I barely drink milk. But, yeah, if I spilled some vodka, there'd be some damn problems up in here. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Manny, and today is Space Day. Today is the day that we are going to talk about space. And the reason why I started doing this is because I noticed that aliens don't happen every day. UFOs don't really get reported daily, and especially not during holidays. You know, like Christmas, forget about it. There's no UFOs going down. July the 4th, probably the only holiday, and maybe New Year's, where there are reports of UFOs all over the place, thanks to the fireworks. But other than that, no. It's easy peasy, no reporties. Nothing happens. So you got to go to something else. So you just go to space news, because space is happening. It's happening. I'm talking about the Starship, people. It's supposed to be happening, but it's not. I don't know what it is, but there's like this huge void right now as people sit at the edge of their seats waiting for that SN5, number one, to fire off that damn engine, that Raptor engine, the one single Raptor engine, and then we're waiting for it to do the hop. We want it to be happening. We're tired of waiting. Can somebody, we've got the astronauts in space. We don't have to worry about those rubber dickers anymore. As a matter of fact, I think they're doing a spacewalk tomorrow. But they're in space. They're chilling. They'll be there for a few more weeks. Let's get the Starship going. It's starting to feed into my conspiracy that they're trying to weed something out, some kind of bad juju. Maybe a bad person. Maybe somebody is throwing a monkey wrench or two into Boca Chica. I don't know what it is. There was actually a news article, which I didn't even put in here, that the local residents or the local government, probably not the government because they don't give no fucks, but that there's someone that wants the Boca Chica site tested for environmental concerns. Shut the front. Are you serious? They're shooting up rockets, people. They completely obliterate the environment. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you serious right now? You really think that anyone gives two fucks about the environment in Boca Chica around the rockets? No! Those things are meant to destroy. Are you serious? I don't know. There's a lot of people kind of bored right now, and they figure, hey, it looks like Elon's getting a little closer. Let's just see if we can stab him a few times. Let's really screw with his head. That's the way I see it. That's all it is. They see he's getting closer to making this thing happen, so why not bring some stupid shit up? Unbelievable. Let's say what's up to the guys in the chat, the live chat. Game Vet, Pucky, by the way, scored himself one of the No Fucks Given t-shirts, and he said he was sporting it all day today. You know, I get, Pucky, I don't know about you, but I get like the crazy stares when I wear that shirt. And I'm sure they're trying to read No Fucks Given and the fact that it's a gigantic alien head, but I don't know. It's one of those shirts that gets attention for some reason. I don't know why, but, you know, no fucks are given. Besides him, we got the Norm. We also got scrolling. That's it. That is it. That's all we have right now. The rest of the guys will show up later, I'm sure. But that's just the way it goes. So we got 3 articles dealing with space. The last one, I just don't know. I don't understand it. I don't get it. We just leave it. I can't. The last thing I want to talk about is I actually heard someone say today, this really blew my mind, that there's a conspiracy theory out that John Harzan from MUFON, that this whole pedophile thing, him trying to solicit a 13-year-old, which is really a detective, that all of that was a setup. No shit. Of course it was a setup. What are you, stupid? How else would they catch him? Of course. Yeah, it was a setup. And then somebody said, well, maybe he's about to release some crazy UFO news. Maybe he's got the goods. He's got the drop on the government. And so they set him up again. Where is the setup? He pretty much had the opportunity to say, no, that's not me. I don't do those things. That's not what he did. No. Where's the setup? There is no setup. If the guy was not that kind of guy, he'd be okay right now, right? No, but apparently he's not. Apparently he's got problems. So whether or not he had the most audacious, the most magnificent evidence of UFOs and involving the government, it all went to hell in a handbasket because he's a perv. None of that means nothing now. Hopefully, if he did have something like that, he kind of gave it to somebody else to take care of it later on down the road, because he can't use it now. Like, he can't go into a court of law and say, hey, they set me up because I have this. Judge will laugh at his ass. Tell him to get out of here. Get him the fuck out of my courtroom. It's kind of like Stan Romanek, how they were saying that the reason why the government set him up for his kiddie porn was because he was an experiencer. He was telling the truth. Okay. This is the guy that was fathering, all these hybrid babies that would come back and visit him once in a while. I just don't know. I don't know why people would even consider, even imagining that this guy got set up as part of a conspiracy. And for them to do that, let's be honest, for them to set him up, maybe they were sitting around for months waiting because they knew that he was a bit of a pedo. And they were just waiting to pounce on him. And then maybe he did get a bunch of UFO shit. And then they say, okay, let's dangle the carrot. That's it, he's done. Again, is it really a setup? Is it? Let's get the show on the road.
1, 2, 3, 4. What about the world we both believed in? What about the word that made it so? What about your blood boiling crazy when you're just aching for her love like you could blow? You're like a broken record that turns and turns and turns again. You're like a broken record. That's what I am. That's what I am. What about the road less traveled? What about the chances we would take? What about the dreams we unraveled? What about the bright and shiny future we would make? Well, like a broken record turns and turns and turns again. You're like a broken record. That's what I am. That's what I am. When the circus come to my town, will it pass me by? If the clown wouldn't take his mask off, tell me would he cry? You're like a broken record turns and turns and turns again. You're like a broken record. That's what I am. That's what I am. That's what I am. That's what I am.
Like, can you imagine Jan Harzan is sitting there by a computer and the FBI is on one side, the CIA is on the other side, and they're like, hey, Jan, look at that, Jan. Come on. Just go ahead and click it. Go ahead and accept it. And then he clicks it, and then the FBI says, hey, come on. You got to take it a little further, buddy. You're not getting any younger. You're like 65 now. Go ahead. Look. Click it. And then he goes and he clicks it. and then they just take off and wait for the cops to come in. Come on. That's so full of shit. So here's an example of how crazy people are about Starship this week. There literally is one article just on the fact that the nose cone got actually put on it, and there's no pictures of this. I swear to you, there is no. I've been looking for this, and unless it just comes out in the next couple hours, there's not one damn picture of it. There is a picture, and I don't even know when this picture was taken. It probably wasn't even this week. The nose cone is just sitting over the damn thing, and it hasn't even been placed on it. It's just dangling from a crane, and that's it. Not a single picture have I found. I was about to go to YouTube before this thing started to see, because, you know, they've got those watch parties where people are transmitting live, like that one person, Boca Chica gal, and there's this other, you know, rocket science guy. They're down there and they're transmitting, you know, this live video from Boca Chica, just zoomed in from who knows where the fuck they are, and they're just watching. I literally was about to go on to their YouTube channels to see if maybe they caught it. But this is what people are excited about. The fact that the full, entire, completely assembled Starship hasn't been around since last year. There hasn't been a fully assembled Starship since August of 2019. So people are just up in arms about this. They cannot wait. They're excited. They want to see the damn thing do what it's got to do. But we sit and we wait. And really, I thought for sure by now, it's fucking Wednesday. In some places of the world, it's Thursday. I thought by now, this thing would have done the hop already. No. And actually, there are reports that the engine has already been attached. I haven't seen that yet either. I don't understand how this stuff is happening. It's like they've got like, I don't know, fucking gremlins out there that are putting the shit together, and now it's cloaked. I haven't seen it. They are waiting to do a static test with the mysterious Raptor engine. They're going to fire that shit off, and if it doesn't all fall apart and the Raptor doesn't take out all of Boca Chica, because that's an environmental concern for many people. They're concerned that the environment down there is going to get fucked up. But I still can't believe that. It's rockets, dude. Shit's gonna get fucked up, I guarantee you. But anyway, so that's what they're waiting for. Static test. If it's good, the Raptor doesn't blow up Boca Chica. Thanks, Bugs. Then we can do the hop. Please, someone tell me when the hop is going to happen. I really want to know. Because I would like to race down there and see it in person. Even if it's from 10 miles away. I'm telling you, when I went to go see it the first time, when this thing was last summer actually, when it was completely stacked, and it was after the hopper did his hop, you could see that fucking thing from miles away because it is a gigantic silver phallus. You can see it for miles away. The sun just hits it, and you see this glimmer. It's crazy. But I don't know what's going on. Who knows? Anyway, the story goes into this whole thing about since August of 2019, there have been, 3 different prototypes for the nose cone section. Wowee, I'm excited about that. Can't wait to see it on there. But other than that, actually it's 4 to 5 prototypes. The production for the prototypes actually started, several months ago. And there are finally ready to put it all together. And it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. No doubt about it. But where the fuck is it? Can we see it? Can we see the static test? I have this feeling like the static test is just going to happen, and it's going to be balls to the walls, man. That thing is going to go right, straight up. A few hours later, take that sucker off. Maybe a day later. This is corporate America that we're dealing with here. And that's, well, shit. You know what? The government's even worse. But, you know, there's always this thing in corporate America where it's like rush, and let's wait. Come on, it's got to be done like yesterday. Hold on. Wait. Okay, go back again. Go. Wait, hold on. It's like internal red tape is bananas. And this is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a lot of that. But there might be some other conspiracies at play here. Who knows? Hopefully this weekend we can see the freaking thing operating. We need it. A few more guys showed up in the live chat. We got Green Man. We got Dre. And that's it. Dre's ready. He's ready for that hop. Dre is down there in South Texas, and I bet he cannot wait. I bet you all his buddies down there are going to go down to the beach, kick back a couple of margaritas and beers, and just watch Boca Chica just get blown the fuck up. It'll make a better coastline for Corpus Christi, I guess. Maybe a little bit more closer to the water. Maybe like the whole area down there, like Mustang Park and all that place, they all get blown up. And then you have a new coastline thanks to SpaceX. You're welcome. We'll see what happens. Environmental concerns, you got to be a dork to even worry about that shit. And hopefully this weekend, we'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll be looking for them. Also understand that the Starlink trial thingy, there's new pictures on the internet of what the UFO on the stick looks like. So let's see who gets to get in there and try out this service, which right now people are saying you ain't going to get shit from it because there's just not enough Starlink satellites out there. So we'll see. Maybe something to keep an eye on for the absolutely near future. Check this out.
Close my eyes, the universe to see.
Trey says he can't hear the podcast. Apparently, I think Elon Musk done pulled the plug on South Texas, basically. See, it's already starting. He is taking over, and I'm telling you, there's going to be a new coastline down there, guaranteed, after this launch. That's just the way it's going to be. NASA and ESA to reveal closest images ever taken of the sun. Here's the first thing. It's really strange how you kind of take things for granted, right? Specifically the sun. And sometimes you don't realize, but the sun is a star. And somebody else is looking at this little twerp of a yellow sun star somewhere else. So, yeah. It just came to me like, well, it's a star. This should be amazing to people, especially kids in school. They should be amazed at what they're about to see tomorrow. NASA and the ESA, these images are going to be released tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. There is an observatory that took off the solar orbiter. It took off February 9th. It made a first pass, which is kind of close if you think millions of miles is close, to the sun back in mid-June. And basically, while it was going by, it just clicked away. And it got a shitload of pictures, basically. It's going to be fantastic, I'm pretty sure. It's going to be great. We'll see that tomorrow. It is going to make a second pass. The first pass was about 47 million miles away from the surface of the sun. You're thinking, shit, that's pretty far. But the next pass, which will happen in late 2021, will be almost half that amount at 26 million miles away from the sun's surface, and even closer than the planet Mercury. The idea for this pass is to get a closer look at the different poles of the sun. But there was another craft that was out there called the Solar Dynamic Observatory. And it turns out that back in June, NASA released a time-lapse video of what that observatory was taking pictures of. Now, here's some crazy stats. SOD for short. The SOD gathered 425 million high-resolution images over a 10-year period. 20 million gigabytes of data over that 10-year period. And what NASA did is basically put it into a video. So you can see the sun over 10 years. The link specifically to that video is actually in the description of the podcast. And I actually went into it. I was actually watching it, I would say about 20 minutes before I started the podcast. Number one, it's an hour long. So it's like an hour and 10 minutes. But I had it at double the speed because I had to hurry up. It is weird how fluid the surface of the sun is. Like you can actually see at double the speed, or even maybe at 1.5 ripples, kind of like in water, like you see in water when you drop a pebble and you see those ripples, those waves. You see that on the surface of the sun. It is the craziest thing. It is really mesmerizing, to be honest. When you look at it and you see these things, I can see where Pareidolia Pete loses his fucking mind over the sun. Because if you stare at it long enough, especially in this video, you will see some structures, especially as the sun is spinning. And thanks, Bugs. And you see, just the surface going from one horizon to the next. It really does look at in places like there might be some structures. It is really weird. I'm starting to get pareidolia. I've talked about the dickhead so much. Now I got it. I've caught it. It's just not coronavirus anymore. It's pareidolia virus. I'm feeling the bug. It's just crazy. There's a quote here from Daniel Mueller. He is the the SOP scientist at ESA. He says the first images are exciting and exceeding our expectations. We can really see hints of very interesting phenomena that we have not been able to observe in detail before. The 10 instruments on board the solar orbiter worked beautifully and together provided a holistic view of the sun and the solar winds. This makes them confident, being, those guys, the ESA guys, confident that the solar orbiter will help to answer profound questions about the sun. I ain't got no fucking questions about the sun, but it looks pretty. It's a good thing to look at. Like I said, I looked at the video. You guys should check it out. It is pretty cool. Now, each picture that was taken by the observatory, it was actually one every 0.75 of a second. That's a lot of damn pictures, to be honest. But again, it really looks good. It's something you should just look at, even if it is for just 5 minutes to get your fix on while you're on the shitter or you're trying to make a sandwich, put it together. Just go ahead, click on the link, check it out. It is a NASA video. You're not going to some kind of a porn site for pedos. Check it out. It's cool. It's science in the making. Now, I didn't see not one Armada, Pareidolia Pete, Scottsy Waring. I didn't see any, Earth-sized ships hanging out by the sun or armadas or all that other stuff you're always talking about. Not a single one over 10 years. So I don't know where the hell he's getting his pictures at, because it's not from this thing. That's the absolute truth there. Fantastic video. Check it out. This last one, geez, I just don't get it. But nonetheless, it should be interesting.
Do you think I'm crazy? I've got no
This is one of my biggest pet peeves about space right now. The space race. Because it used to be the space race was about the superpowers. You know? It was the big guys. The guys with all the money in the military. Not anymore. No, not anymore. Now everyone's getting into it. They're shooting off rockets, crashing shit everywhere. And going back to the drawing board. When I really think it is okay to, jump on somebody else's coattails. Come on. You don't need to shoot off your own rocket. Nobody cares. And the worst thing is, let me just get to this. The UAE has a Mars mission. And they're launching. This article explains their mission goals, what's going to be part of the instruments that are going to be on this particular satellite, and what their goal is, what they're looking for. So the Emirates Mars mission Hope Probe. It's a probe, all right. Wink, wink. It's going to be taken off from some place in Japan, which I can't even pronounce it. Hold on, let me get my best Mr. Miyagi voice going. Tanekoshiba. All right, that's the best I could do. Space Center, and is located on a remote island on the southwestern side of Japan. It'll be taken off Thursday, 4:43 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, why does the UAE need to go to Mars? Really? How many people live in the UAE? How big is it? It can't be that big of a place. I mean, we know those fuckers are rich as fuck over there. I get it. You're tired of buying your luxury cars, your luxury trucks. You got big-ass skyscrapers. You built your own fucking islands. So what else is there to do? Well, let's go to space. Yeah, what a great idea. Right? Let's give Mars a probe. Fantastic. It'll take 55 days for this Hope Probe. Really, I got to give it to them. I like the name, the Hope Probe. I mean, I figure every ET is giving every abductee some hope in the form of a probe. So why not? It'll take 55 days for it to complete an orbit around Mars. Basically, what they're looking for at a distance, and this is for you draconians, of 20,000 kilometers, it is trying to find out, the probe filled with hope, trying to find out what happened to the atmosphere on Mars. Yeah, it'll travel 308 million miles to get to Mars to spend an entire Martian year, which is equivalent to 687 days, in order to examine questions about the atmosphere that the ESA and the U.S. has answered a long time ago. Yeah. I distinctly remember seeing other satellites reporting on this specific question. It's like, do they not get CNN out there? Is it, what's going on? Maybe they don't get the Discovery Channel. There is a ton of documentaries that we can send to UAE and save them a shit ton of money. You guys are wasting your money. The data is there. Come on, what are you doing? The worst thing is that in the article, they actually, the chief of this mission, Omran Sharaf, I'm sure I fucked that up too. He says this, something like 50% of all missions to Mars to date have failed. No fuck. Are you serious? So why not go and just pay? You guys got enough money in the UAE. Pay for some of that data from these other countries that actually did it. They need their own data. He says it's a huge challenge for such a young nation to undertake a mission like this one, but we have already, before we even launched the mission, learned so much and accomplished so much in taking on the challenge. It has truly transformed the Emirates' capability in space system engineering, science, and research, and had enormous positive impact on our science community in general. Well, apparently, your data people get no work because the data is already there. I don't understand. This free-for-all has got to stop. So if you have some kind of a global economy, shoot up some rockets. Just these planets, the moon, Mars, every fucking where else in the solar system that someone can get a rocket to, these things are going to be so littered. If there is any life there, it'll be gone by the time we actually set foot because of all the shit that people are shooting up for all the same reason. The redundancy is ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Bruce Jakowski, that's a great name. Professor of Geological Sciences at the University of Colorado, Boulder, and he's also the Associate Director of Science for the Laboratory of... God damn, dude. Can you just say you hang out at the local pub? I don't need all these titles in here. Like, I don't even care. No fucks are given. Just like Pucky's shirt says. But anyway, I swear, there's a whole fucking paragraph of all his title. This is just crazy. But anyway, Jakowski, he said, we are sending a lot of spacecraft to Mars. No shit, I just said that, Jakowski. And he says the Martian environment system is a very complicated one, and it's one that can't be explored with a single spacecraft. Have you counted how many spacecrafts have already gone up there? Jakowski tells this publication called Inverse, the Emirates Mars mission builds on all missions that have come before it. If it fucking gets there. Remember, 50%? 50% failure or success ratio, half empty, half full, whatever floats your boat. We'll see if the Hope probe is actually going to make it to Mars, and if it does, would it actually friggin' work? Lots of questions. There have been many countries, smaller countries, that have launched things and failed miserably, leaving carnage of shitty-ass science all over the surface of Mars. And, geez, it's pretty sad, I think. I mean, what happened to a directive about, don't pollute the other planets in the system just because you got money? I don't know. Eventually, space has got to come together, and everybody's just got together and shared the damn information and stop fucking around and dropping shit everywhere. It's just nuts. That's the end. That's it. That was just my gripe for that. I'm done with it. Whatever. The last thing that I wanted to say, because the guys have been chatting about, MUFON and stuff like that. Is it possible that MUFON will survive the Harzan madness? It's very possible, but we've seen many times when you have a corporation and the CEO or whatever, really screws the pooch, usually that corporation will take a major hit for a long time. No one will trust it. That just comes with the nature of the beast. So people are going to question MUFON going forward. There have been a lot of channels out there, ufology channels, who are saying that MUFON is done with. Over, kaput. This was the final nail in the coffin. I don't think it is. I don't think MUFON is going to go anywhere. I think that they're going to take a good few licks, a good probing from this, and it might take them about 2 to 3 years to recover entirely, if they ever can recover completely. But I guarantee you, they will be under a microscope for a long time. Now, do I think MUFON really contributes to a lot of this conversation? Can't really say I do. I've never really liked MUFON at all. And to be honest, they seem more like a bunch of debunkers than anything else. But I hate to say that because, you know, people get upset. They get their panties in a wad. But you'll see. That's just the way it's going to go. And then again, maybe somebody gave him some roofies and he was just clicking away innocently thinking he was buying a new pair of dentures. So, who fucking knows? This is the end of the episode today. I'll be back tomorrow on YouTube. Hopefully I won't make a complete fool of myself, but I guarantee you I probably will, being that it is the first time that I go live on YouTube. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm going to keep no hopes or fucks given tomorrow because that's just the way I roll. And with that, ciao.
Fucking scream at me?
Where's
you
the money?
Fuck you. Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat.